Can't lie, I love that intro, you know. I bop the whole time, and then when our intro actually comes in, it gasses me up.
This is a bad time to say that I had it on mute.
Yeah, so also, I don't think you realised, just before we went live, and I don't think anyone was actually in, I didn't click the intro yet, so it was just me and you kind of like this, and then the intro came in.
So just Ace saw that then?
Mate, yeah, I think Ace might have saw it. I didn't mention anything, but it was just, I was like this. And then it went on. So that would be a fun thing to rewind and watch. But hello everyone. Welcome.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone.
Every single
everyone that's here. Hello. Yeah, we're gonna talk because we promised the podcast we're back. All three of us are going to be back. And to be honest, 2 out of 3's not bad for our track record.
To be fair, I mean, when we did the first season, and it was like, you know, me and you felt quite obliged to make sure we try and do it every week. But then when we got Adam in, we thought, you know, we can dip in and out. And obviously I went traveling for a bit, so I was gone for ages, and you and Adam were depressed for a while, and we had these stages. So a carousel is fine.
All I'm hearing is that I deserve a holiday.
You've had some.
A long holiday.
You've had some holidays, mate.
Holiday.
A long one. Sorry, you fuck off for a bit. Me and Adam will hold it down. Also, we've had Ross in every now and then. And I also forgot that Everton and Southampton were playing right now. We've tried to stop doing live shows when football's on, but there's just so much.
There's a lot of football at the moment, and it's a good game. That Ace does say that he hopes Southampton wins. Yeah, I'll back that. I think Tottenham are now striving with Everton. I do think we were discussing how I think Tottenham are going to pull slightly away from teams like Everton. Hopefully, touch wood, fingers crossed. But yeah, Southampton could do us a favour because Southampton are fun. I don't mind Southampton, and they blow so hot and cold. Is there a hotter and colder Premier League team this season, Jay? Another 9-0 defeat. They were top of the table, significantly into the league.
Yeah, I don't know. The first team that comes to my head was Brighton, but they're just really unlucky. They're not. They don't blow hot.
They're not hot or cold. They're just tepid. They're just tepid all season. They're a disappointing bath temperature. Not Chris Hughton, he's gone now. With Graham Potter just sat in the bath with you like this.
Yeah, and you put your toe in, and you think you're expecting it to be really hot, and you just dip, and it's just fine, and then it's cold within 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you look up, and Graham Potter's just there with the bubbles around. No, there's no bubbles. Actually, you can see all of Graham
there's
Potter.
no bubbles.
You can see all of him.
It's
all
murky
of his
water.
body staring back at you. So yeah, Graham.
So, we're not even 5 minutes in, and we're talking about Graham in the bath.
Graham in the bath. Is it too late to change the title today?
It's not, but I'm not.
Real clickbait. The back post. Graham Potter's in the bath. Exclamation mark? Question mark?
Yeah, but with YouTube, it's with us? Question mark.
And it's got like a picture of him, but it's got the laughing crying emoji over his crotch.
Yeah. Ace, did you know, according to Social Blade, you make 2 to 28 quid per month? I can assure you, Ace, we do not make anything. We make none. We've actually lost money doing this, but we love doing it, so it's fine.
Damn it, Sports Leader.
You bastards. We spent a couple quid on that little day out. Look, we're gonna talk about football. We're gonna ramble. We're gonna have a good time. Where are you gonna start, Josh? Where do you want to start?
I think we should start that it's taken a while, Jay. And in that, let's not forget that he did win us one game against Brighton, but Gareth Bale has Gareth Bale has actually finally come back to Tottenham spiritually. Physically, he's been here for half a season, but now spiritually, he's back. And some of the finishes, in fact, two. I'll talk about two in particular. The second against Burnley yesterday, and
was that the one where he cuts it onto his left?
Oh yeah, the one where he curls it, and Nick Pope doesn't even. It's a perfect strike when it goes in, obviously, and the goalkeeper does this.
Yeah, they kind of.
There's not even a dive. They just everything's happened so quickly, and the shot, everything about it just leaves the goalkeeper looking stupid. It's not. Nick Pope's a fantastic goalkeeper, but you can't not look stupid. And then obviously it's a lesser opponent. But
as you say, Elliot, it's only Burnley.
Elliot, please. But against Wolfsberger RZ Pellets whack. The one where he came onto it from Ali and just hit it first time, and it went top bins. I'm not saying the opponent was particularly great, but that was one of those strikes when the ball hit the top corner, it stayed in the top corner for a couple of seconds, and they are special finishes. I've seen some special Harry Kane finishes, but I've never seen Harry Kane finish a ball like Gareth Bale can. I think Harry Kane's the better player. I think Son, to an extent, against Man City in the Champions League, when he curls them in, can kind of do it. But Bale finishes a ball in a way that is special.
Elliot said you beat us 5-0 at home last season, so arguably you're worse. I mean, what was the first thing I said to you, Josh? It's almost like you have a really good player and you've played him in consecutive games. It's almost like that's happened.
It's almost like you've got two really good players.
Yeah.
Dele Alli as well. With Tottenham were at their best when we had, obviously he was a bit better a few seasons ago, but Desk, it was awful name, but Dele, Ericsson, Son, Kane.
Desk.
And it was called Desk. And then, if we kind of for a while took Ericsson out and replaced it with Eric Lamela, which kind of worked still. But
the Desk was still.
What we really need is Debisk, which is Dele Bale. No,
can I just say sorry? It's kind of, this needs to be a lesson to Mourinho, I think, because Mourinho has brought this kind of football to your club where it's kind of very defensive, it's quite negative, and it has worked in spells like the start of the season, and it's gone terribly wrong.
It wasn't negative when it worked.
No, yeah, of course, but then in the last couple of games, you've gone and done what you lot can do best, and it's like be quite attacking and quite dominant, and you've won the games by big margins, and it's kind of like it's almost like play your good players.
Game. Let's not put this was the first positive out of a long thing. I think that's what I'm like when it comes to the Europa League. Mourinho can Mourinho it. Let him horribly win it. I don't care. Let us grind out the Europa League in a horrible way, as long as we get the result, which is questionable whether we will. But we're not going to win the Premier League. We're going to be absolutely lucky as fuck to finish fourth now. So let's just play like Liverpool did in that season where they almost won the title with Sterling and Sturridge. Let's just not bother. Let's just say, right, Dyer, Sanchez, Alderweireld, Tanganga, Rodon, just try, whatever. Go. And then get just every game, Dele, Bale, Kane, Son, and let's just go for it. Because you know what? We had to take a fan cam down because it sounded like I was going to kill myself after West Ham.
I was just about to bring up this fan cam. You that really you sounded so. I had to message Josh saying, "Are you okay?" And he said, "No, I'm actually fine." So everything was all right. But that's how bad it was.
It's been a long week, and it's lockdowns affecting everyone in different ways. But at the same time, to sit and watch football like that, it doesn't help. Football's meant to be an escapism, and watching that isn't escapism. Whereas Tottenham, West Ham, Tottenham, Burnley, Tottenham, RZ, Pelix, Whack. that was escape pism. Finest. Yeah.
Ace has informed us that Everton have already scored.
Who though?
Depends on who for the FPL. But yeah, no, this again, it's now the conversation's completely changed in a week. It's the nature of the season now. It's the nature of how this league is at the moment. Other than City, everyone's still stumbling and falling, and then also coming up and doing mad things. So, but now, where do you think you'll go from here?
I think, like I said, we'll be very lucky.
Yeah, Richarlison scored, by the way. Cheers, boys.
I think we'd be very lucky to finish in the top four. We'd have to rely on a lot, But that's the thing is...
Do you want to pull up the table?
Well, you can. But right now, if you look there, it's all about what happens now. Because United, after yesterday, have won 2 in 7. That's second place Man United. Have won 2 in 7. Yes, they've drawn a lot. That's fair. Leicester, they flopped it against Arsenal yesterday. West Ham, admittedly, put on a really good show against City, but Liverpool against Chelsea will be a massive game to decide who starts to falter. And this season's been so crazy. Let's not forget Tottenham were top, and then Tottenham were 9th, and let's not forget Arsenal were doomed, and now they're here. And let's not forget Chelsea were shit, and now they're doing stabilised. There is still so much ebb and flow to be had that Tottenham can feasibly leapfrog a few people into 4th. I personally believe we're aiming for 5th or 6th. We're not aiming, but I personally believe that that's likely. But
it's so difficult to say with this season, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can see United dropping out of the top 4 easily. Adam will think I'm an idiot for saying that, but I just... Do you remember the whole thing with Tottenham was if you're relying this much on Kane and Son, and Adam was saying it, you rely so much on Kane and Son. No team relies on a player more than Man United rely on Bruno Fernandes. If he
did not shine yesterday.
If he gets an injury, if he's knackered, if he needs to be played because United are getting tough Real Sociedad, AC Milan's in the Europa League where you have to be starting Bruno Fernandes, he's gonna. And if he keeps playing how he does against the top 6, even though I think he is brilliant.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to bring it back to the table, and Chapat has just said top 6 predictions, and we might get onto that in a little bit later. But if we look back onto the table, for a moment they were in second, United, and solidly in second, I'd say. But now Leicester 1 point behind, West Ham just a couple. So that gap has just closed so quickly, and I bring it back again. This season doesn't make sense, so you really can't be sure of anything at the moment. So doing top 6 predictions will be difficult, but
we'll try.
But no, I don't think top 4 right now. A lot of people said top 4 was set as it was. It absolutely isn't.
Never.
Yusuf's here. What are you saying, Yusuf? Long time, Josh, that your hairs grew back.
Has it? It's not that long, is it?
I don't. It's not as bad as mine. I mean, it's calmed down today because I've been doing this all day. But but yeah, no. I guess speaking of United, we can move on to our game. I don't want to spend too long on it because it's fucking boring. But should we pull up Adam's reaction because he's not here?
Yeah. Just bear with us for a little bit. We're gonna go to Adam. Live
Adam. Yesterday, we've got a time machine.
Hello, it's Adam from the back post. The game's just finished. United versus Chelsea, and it's happened again. Another 0-0 draw for us. I feel like I'm repeating myself every time we have these kind of fixtures, but no team was good enough today to really grasp the win. I think the only thing that was different about this game to the last time we played Chelsea was we should have had a penalty instead of Chelsea. Blatant handball by Hudson-Odoi. The ref even went to the camera on the side of the pitch and looked at it in slow motion and decided it wasn't a penalty somehow. Don't know how he made that decision. I'm not going to go into VAR and all that stuff. We'll probably save that for a video during the week. But no one knows the rules anymore, so everyone is guessing. I even think the referees are guessing at some points as well. But yeah, apart from that, it was so boring. No one wanted to score. We probably both had one great chance each. The game made a great save with his reaching arm, and well, I say we had a good chance. Fred put a nice shot in that went wide, and then we countered at the end. We was 4 versus 3, and McTominay played it into absolutely no one. He had a bit of a poor game. I think everyone did, to be fair. I'm a bit pissed off. I know I said before the game I'd be so annoyed with 0-0, but when you the full-time whistle goes and you look back at the result and you get a point at Stamford Bridge, yeah, you take it, don't you? You know what I mean? Leicester dropped points today, so we gained 2 points on them. No, we didn't. We gained 1 point on them, sorry. It's not the end of the world, but we need to get... I think this is the biggest issue for me at the moment, is getting out of that drawing mentality. It seems like these top 6 games, the big 6 that aren't the big 6 anymore. Arsenal, we got beat 1-0, could have easily been 0-0. We drew with Chelsea 0-0 last time. Liverpool 0-0. It's just boring to watch. I said this to my brother before. I watch football to be entertained, I want to watch some exciting football, watch the goals, and I'm not getting it. Essentially, that's why we all watch football, to see two great teams come at each other. But we didn't get that today, yet again. So yeah, we took a point. Still second. I have nothing else to say. Nothing happened in the game. So, we'll talk in a week anyway. I think we're going to do a live video on Tuesday. So make sure you tune into that. And obviously, tell your dads.
Hello, sorry. So I've got to say it. So we've never done that before. We thought, fuck it, we'll do it. Just get Adam's reaction in there. It's funny also that he was like, we'll talk in the week, and he's just not here. But Josh was using his Apple Watch to text me. So I could just see him doing this and then just getting a message through. That was fun. Sorry. Yeah, I've not listened to Adam's reaction of that yet. I didn't watch his fan cam, so it was quite interesting to hear what you said. I kind of forgot about the Hayes save, to be fair.
Yeah.
And also they it was a weird one to think who was the better team in this game, because it was so boring, and it was because it's the 0-0. But we had that chance that worldly save from De Gea, but then they equally had chances that should have tested the keeper. And And he said, Adam said there, he mentioned VAR, and we said we'll talk about it midweek. And I don't want to lurk too long on it because I feel like everyone spoke about it recently, and no one needs to hear another conversation about it. But let's just quickly get out there what we think about the handball. Josh, how do you feel about it before I go?
It's not a handball in Josh and Jay's happy world of football where bullshit doesn't happen. But if what was the game beforehand that it got given? What was the game before you guys? Before us?
Leicester.
There was a game. Bollocks. The game before Tottenham Burnley, someone had their hands away from their body. It was a penalty. It was no different. The fact is, the whole point is natural position. That's not a natural position, and interpreting the rules. And Greenwood gets to that ball without the intervention of Hudson-Odoi's hand. So yes, United can feel hard done by, but also I'm not biased. I'm perfectly aware that Maguire rugby tackled a Chelsea player in each of the last 2 games. So
life balances out, and like you said, we don't want it to be in the modern society of football. It is, but maybe it's a good point in that conversation where the ref's he's gone to the monitor. He's gone, no, fuck it, it's not a pen. That's my phone. I don't want to give it that. No. And yeah, I like that about that, to be fair, because it was like the refs are really incompetent in this league. And I thought, to be fair, and it's probably me being biased here, but the ref was like, no, it's not a pen. I don't want to give it a pen. And I kind of rated that.
It would be so much easier if we were talking about this in pre-VAR days. I miss it where we can just talk about whether the ref was right or wrong without a definitive. The ref was wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked the personal debate of the ref's interpretation. I like. Do you know what sentence I really miss from football?
Go on, sorry.
You can understand why the ref hasn't given it. I miss that sort of vibe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That That's sort of like, well, the ref was blocked off, and you know what? I don't mind that. I didn't mind that in football, and it went. And the thing is, what I think a lot of people forgot about VAR, and let's not talk about VAR too often, but football always balanced itself out. It always did. Tottenham got given a weird handball, and then the next week we get a penalty that's never a penalty given against us, and it just, it pissed you off. But when you won a game because of a decision that wasn't quite there was no sweeter feeling.
This would have been one of those moments. It would have been didn't have the handball given to them, and we would have been like, yes, because Maguire was a dick the other game. Like, it worked out. Yusuf said, if you guys keep grinding the vids, you can get 1K subs next week. That's the dream, mate. I don't know about next week, but we want to hit 1K. So
tell your dad.
Tell your dads to subscribe.
And other people. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe everyone's just telling their dad. And obviously everyone's dad's like, what are you on about? Maybe we should change the whole motto to tell your mates and friends and colleagues.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe everyone's told their dad and we've reached our limit.
And then
we've got everyone's dad.
Because their dads can't tell their dads because all their dads are dead.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go down that road, but yeah. But yeah, no, we'd love to get to 1K. So if everyone in here tells people about it,
if everyone tells one person and like quite forcibly tells,
grabs their phone,
then we double overnight.
Yeah.
If every
maths, lads. No, we really would appreciate it.
Back to the game. The issue is, and here's my brief take on the game, was that both teams deserve everything they got, and both teams deserved a loss, no points, because Chelsea waited for United to come at them, and United waited for Chelsea to come at them. The only reason I give United ever so slightly more credit than Chelsea on that front is because they played a back four and you played a back three, and I know that's not exactly logical, but that just showed that United had the ability to be more expansive. Whereas you really set up to nullify them. I know Tuchel plays a back three, and he has done. But I just think that you should have gone at a back four with Maguire in it, who's liable to make a mistake. I think that if you'd gone for it and not showed them respect, Chelsea would have been better. However, saying that, I'm starting to think that Ziyech isn't the player we thought he was.
No, he had a bad game. I can't give him praise for that game. But no, from what we have seen of him, he's a baller, man. I just think
he's so one-footed.
He is very one-footed.
I've never seen.
Brilliant.
I know, but I've never seen a player that one-footed in the top six. Well, I will have done, but
yeah. But anyway,
no. We're not anyway. We're here to speak about this shit.
I was going to talk to you about it.
If you're a top six centre back, and Ziyech has one extremely good trick in that left foot, right foot, left foot.
Right foot, left foot.
You can defend against it. Whereas if you come across even a player like Hazard is the perfect example. I know Hazard's obviously a mile away from. You couldn't set yourself up to defend against that thing because as soon as you went, you're not whipping it in with that foot, he'd go boom, boom with his other and past you. And the thing is, Ziyech needs to be coached, and he definitely wasn't being coached that under Lampard. He needs to be coached how to have more in his locker if he's going to be a success.
Yeah, I definitely, and all those points are very true. And something needs to be done about Hakeem, but I don't think he was the problem with our attack yesterday because the problem was you're right. We played a back three. We respected him too much, and although Giroud's one of the only players firing for us, he just didn't have the pace to deal with how they were playing.
He should have got his head onto that cross.
Yeah, and listen, if you're going to put money on anyone getting their head onto that cross, you'd think Giroud would be the one. If Tammy was playing, everyone would have said, "Oh, Giroud would have got that," but he didn't.
Yeah.
But no, I just think they're absolutely right. But I think there was just moments where it was Ziyech, Mount, and Giroud, and just neither of them really went at them. And you know what I mean? They didn't. No one took anyone on. Like the only person you would see taking them on really is Mason Mount, but he didn't do it often enough. Hudson-Odoi was one of the only creative outlets, and he come off at half time.
Right? Was he injured? Or
he had an ice pack on his leg, so I'm guessing he's injured. But you never know. You never know if they just pull out an ice pack at half time just because they're a bit embarrassed. But I think
I'm just saying, if he wasn't injured, that's concerning, isn't it? After the hook the other week.
Yeah. So that's that's why I thought he wasn't. Sorry, Shapat said, imagine these two reaching 1 million and being the OG subs, mate. You will be remembered, don't worry, but I don't know if we're getting.
I like how you said that as if we won't continuously speak to him. You'll be remembered. Well, that's it.
Ace said if that happens, I want to cut the piece.
You know what, Ace? I'll buy your Mars bar.
Mate, the highest of praise. And then back to my point, Shapat's helping me out here. To bring it back, like Timo and Pulisic probably should have started this game, but it's a difficult one because neither of them are in form right now. But what we needed was pace, and we didn't have that at the time. So
right, it's this one, isn't it? So I'm just trying to raise my eyebrow slightly higher at the fact that we needed to start Timo Werner. Yes, he scored. He's picked up, but Timo Werner is not. And I'm not even saying he's a bad player. He's not in the category of we need to start Timo Werner yet.
No, he wasn't. But and the reason why he didn't play was because he was being rested because Tuchel wants to play him more. So he is a part of the plan. I just think the problem with that game was there was no pace coming from Chelsea. You saw United when they attacked us. They had Rashford, Dan James, and who else was there attacking players? Like they were bringing Greenwood. They were bringing pace at us. To be fair, we dealt with it well. And this goes on to the next point I wanted to make. Tuchel's come in. He's shored us up, and he's made us a solid unit at the back. Yes, that means we're playing three at the back at the moment, but he's done that. Now, the next step for him now is sorting out what's going on up front.
It's not always that simple, though, is it? Because as soon as he starts to then sort out what's out up front, you might need to sacrifice a member of the defence, and suddenly you're back to square one.
I think it has to be a transition. Weirdly, I think maybe needs to start a back three, then go into a second half of a back four, bringing off a centre back, maybe just because I think the back three is great because we don't have that many good defenders. So having one more of them makes it a bit better. But
you say that, but Tottenham went for the same approach, and I think you're better in the back three than us. But fuck me, that back three is bad.
Yeah, but I mean, ours ain't that bad. Christensen's found some form. Rudiger brought a lot of aggression, something Chelsea have lacked in a while, is a bit of bite to him. Like him and Suarez get having a bit of a scuff. He was having a bit of an argument with someone else yesterday. Just something to grab a little bit onto and to put your dominance down. That's quite important in football, isn't it, really?
It is. Just because we've just hit the half an hour mark, and we did say we'd do it in the preview. It's obviously we'll quickly talk about some other things that are coming up, but because we're talking about Chelsea now, it is Liverpool. Is it Liverpool Chelsea or Chelsea Liverpool?
Liverpool Chelsea.
It's Liverpool Chelsea on Thursday, straight after Tottenham Fulham or Fulham Tottenham. What's happening, Jay?
Oh, mate, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because Liverpool are clearly not in form at the moment, but that doesn't make me any less scared of them because of what they do have. It's like they're very injured at the back, but they still have the boys up front, who can score goals, and it's such a scary one to think about. I don't know. I can't. It's going to be hard for me to put a prediction on this one because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if Liverpool are going to turn up because they're in this weird mental state at the moment. They won their last game, didn't they? Who was the last game against?
Sheffield.
So a token, should be doing that.
Well, you say that, but
Liverpool should be beating Sheffield.
Yes, they obviously should. But it was 0-0 at half time, and that's the moment where you start to go, and they were being held. And the thing is, Sheffield should also have the firepower to score past Kabak and Williams. I'm not saying that. That obviously Liverpool should win, but
sorry.
It took the teenage Curtis Jones and an own goal.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to look at their defence as well and their injuries, and even now Henderson not being out, like Henderson was almost trying to keep everything together, being a defender, and now he's gone. It is definitely a time to beat Liverpool. And to be fair, in the last 2 years, we've never really had a bad game against Liverpool. We've had bad games against City, bad games against you lot, but we've never had a bad game. We've obviously lost a couple. We lost the last one, but we've never really had to put a bad performance in. I do think we step up for big games like this. So I hope to see that. We stepped up for the Madrid game massively. So I think we do have it in us. There's a bit of fight in the club at the moment with some of these older players coming in, bringing that, to be fair, bringing a bit of experience. So I do think it is a time to now go and beat Liverpool, climb a bit further up the table and put a bit of a statement down, because I know Liverpool are a bit shit at the moment, but beating the champions is a statement. So that would be it's a perfect time to do that. I'm just not sure if we're 100% capable of that.
It's also time for Tuchel to take a risk or two, isn't it? Because it's all very well and good coming out in another draw and unbeaten under Tuchel, but I don't think he's a bad manager, but I'm not particularly excited when you say unbeaten. I mean, I wouldn't be anyway, but it doesn't scare me, unbeaten under Tuchel. I think that you've definitely played in a way that, and let's be honest, you did well in the Atletico Madrid game, but that is a game that could have easily rolled either way. It wasn't like you didn't come out there and go, yes, Chelsea. Oh, and I know you said you never shot on target, but it was balanced.
Yeah, definitely.
And same with United, if go at them a bit, try and get 3 points for top four. Now you need 3 points in the bag. I'm talking about us as well. And Tuchel is steadying a ship, but now he needs to sail that ship out to sea.
Good analogy, Josh. Good analogy. Now, a lot of people, I've heard the conversation as well. A lot of people saying that he's almost using this as a pre-season. I've heard this being said, and I completely disagree. I think that's sort of a weird mentality to have. If we sacked Frank Lampard and we brought Tuchel in for one reason, is Lampard weren't doing great. Tuchel's one thing. Go and get him in to make an impact. That's the point. So we need to do something this season, and that might mean silverware, and obviously we'd all be happy with that. But it needs to be more of a statement. So yeah, he's come in and he steadied the ship. But like you said, it is now time to go ahead. And I think this Liverpool game would be a perfect time to change it and go with a back four.
But how soon after? When is the Atletico game?
Mate, it's not far after Liverpool. I think we have like one game before then. I'll have to quickly check, but it's a horrible run. I think we got Everton after, maybe.
It's difficult, and with the Athletic, I was so shocked to find out that you guys haven't made it past this stage of the Champions League in 7 years.
Mate, it's been so long. That's what I mean. Last season, it was like the second we got fucking Bayern, it was like great, and then we got Atletico, and we were like, oh my god, like I just want to get past it, and I've got apparently free up space to use the Chelsea app for fuck's sake.
It's fine.
But it's like, getting into the Champions League is one thing, and I think I said this on the last pod, like, everyone says top four is so important because we have to have Champions League, and yes, there's financial reasons for that, but it's also important to compete in that tournament, to be a big club, like.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to beat the clubs to win the Champions League. You will not win the Champions League, but there is.
We will win it.
No, you won't win it this season, though.
Nah. Okay. You beat Madrid. Who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, well, who knows what happens is you run into Bayern, PSG, or City. That's what happens.
Mate, if we get Bayern in the final, that'll be fine. Sorry, we do. So after, sorry, we have Everton, then Leeds, then Madrid again.
Okay, cool. So you'll twat Leeds, but the other two are difficult. Not to wrap up, sorry, but really quickly. What's the score against Liverpool?
Fuck you. It's going to be, I reckon it's going to be another shit game like the Manchester game. I think it's going to be not a lot happening. And again, I'm going to say something similar to what I did last time. We might nick a goal somewhere along the way. So 1-0 Chelsea.
I upsettingly think you're going to win it 2-1. Cool, moving on really quickly, because it's not like, what Tottenham are facing a very, very stubborn Fulham side. Harry Kane, me and Adam are so close in the fantasy football, and you're triple captained. Score a fucking hat-trick against Fulham, please. We're too close. We're doing the head-to-head league. I'm sure maybe but me and Adam are head-to-head this week. It's so close. I think I'm in a better position than him to take the lead. I am in the lead. I think Tottenham will beat Fulham. I think we could go for 3-1. I think that
you'll concede one.
Yeah, I think Fulham are a good side. I think they've got players that can scare you. I think Josh Madger is a fantastic loan signing for Bordeaux. I think they have the ability to sucker punch in now. They're from what they came up as, they're a completely different side. I like Fulham, and I often said that the league was poorer for Fulham being in it rather than Brentford. I take that back now. I'm really impressed with Fulham.
They've turned it around. I mean, I still think Brentford might have come out the blocks better than Fulham, but they have turned it around. Sorry, yeah. John, football.
Thanks, John. So that really quickly also, let's really quickly run it through, Jay, because we did get asked and we brushed past it. We'll come back to it now. Give me your top six.
Top six.
Just top four. Maybe top four and plus the maybes.
Let's get the table up for it then.
Okay.
Just so we can have a look at that, and then we can bring that up. So, obviously City first, and then from there we're going to go Leicester, West Ham, Everton. Done. Now, I think history tells me that Leicester may fumble and fall out of it. So I'm not going to include them. I think United have what it takes to continue to be top four, although what we mentioned earlier, they could quite easily fall out of it. They do have Bruno Fernandes. They do have a good team there. So I think they can get it. I do think we can get it. I just think we need to start scoring, which sounds very simple.
Give us your top four.
City, United, Chelsea, and... who's the fourth? Liverpool. I think they can turn it around. They've got good enough players to turn it around. Liverpool.
Cool. Right,
go on, what are you saying?
City, Chelsea, not in any particular order. City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester.
Oh, you're saying United are dropping out there?
United are going to drop. I think United are going to drop out. They're in bad form at the moment. I think that look how close the points are. It's 5 points Tottenham only need 6 points
Mm.
to get, and with a game in hand, don't forget that we've got the game in hand.
And also Everton have 2 games in hand, which they're winning one right now.
Surprisingly high hopes for Tottenham, because I feel unless, as long as we stay on an upwards trajectory, which we obviously might not. Right, that's done.
Before we just move on from that.
Okay, cool.
I was just going to say, you have said City, Chelsea, United, West Ham, Liverpool, then Leicester. So I'm guessing
West Ham will not do it. They won't. I'm not taking.
I don't want to say they won't do it.
Anything away from them, but they will not. Every team has peaked and troughed. But West Ham will falter at some point.
Southampton was up there for a bit. You know what I mean?
They will. Yeah, they'll lose a run of games, West Ham, and it'll cost them top 4.
I'd put Everton in there before West Ham.
There's not a chance. I promise you.
So Spat says City, Chelsea, United, and Leicester. So you think Leicester are going to push through and do it this year, opposed to because they just last day flopped it last year, didn't they?
I actually don't think the one thing that holds me against Leicester isn't because they flopped it last season. Their injury list is worse than Liverpool's.
It's bad,
so
isn't
bad,
it?
And it's not me disrespecting Leicester. It's me saying, nah. Fafan's out, Maddison's out, Vardy was out and isn't looking great at the moment.
They lost to Arsenal, didn't they?
And lost to Arsenal badly as well, to take the lead in that fashion. And then I watched a lot of the game until Arsenal took a 2-1 lead. And I just, I didn't see it. Jay.
Yeah, and I think I saw a lot of people saying that without Maddison, they just lost all creativity.
Yeah, and then under, I don't see.
He was great for me when I had my Roma career on FIFA last year. He was fucking solid, but
yeah,
me and Brendan on the same level, mate.
Last thing I think we should say is, and this could go horribly, horribly wrong, but no, it's fine. If you guys want to ask any more opinions of what we think of anything, doesn't even have to be football related. Now's your chance to get it in, because otherwise we're going away.
Yeah,
and we've been so inconsistent. Who knows when we'll be back?
No! Don't add that last bit. We'll be back, and we'll be back soon. But yeah, no, get some questions in there, whatever you want.
Questions. There's your opportunity. Anything. Whether it's about Ace's ultimate team. We had a long chat, me and Ace, about his ultimate team yesterday.
So just to fill the time whilst we get a couple of questions in, Ace, a good observation there, John. I do what I can. He's a man of the people. I do love that. I do this on Blues fans. I kind of ask, just ask some questions right at the end. And obviously on Blues fans, everyone's just like, we're getting Haaland. We're signing Haaland. It's like, no.
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, if you get Haaland, it'll sum up everything I fucking hate about Chelsea.
We're not getting him, mate. We're not getting him. He is a City player. His name's on the contract.
I don't know. He's a City player, or he's one of the Spanish clubs.
Yeah, because then the other one will get Mbappe, and there'll be this whole narrative around that.
It would be lovely. It would be lovely.
It would it though. I like as much as this has been brilliant, Messi and Ronaldo. Would you not like to see it in the Prem?
No, because there's no chance he's going to Tottenham. I don't want to see them anywhere fucking near the Prem.
That's a shout.
If he said, "Do you want them both at Tottenham?" I wouldn't go. No, I want to see them classically facing off.
Maybe that's another. Maybe that's another narrative we're missing. Why can't they be? Why we have to put them together? Why can't a big club just be buying both? I mean, money.
That would be funny. That would be funny if City just went.
Come on, then. Both off your pot. Come on.
Do you know what would be nice for the next generation of superstar is if João Felix got his act together and he had those 3. That would be nice. João Felix, Mbappe, and Haaland just going at it. Because I think that's what we need now. We've had this 2-horse goat race. Now we want to see the 3 of them.
Mate, why not? And get Mason Mount in behind them, the golden boys of this generation. Shapat said Chelsea have a better chance than City because they don't want to start a bidding war with us. I don't think it's about a bidding war. I think City like it'll be a Haaland will want City and City will want Haaland.
The thing is as well about City,
I don't know why we've been linked with him, but why would he care about Chelsea at the moment?
The thing is about City as well is they don't often spend the big money, but they're about to lose Aguero, and I know Aguero hasn't been featured that much this season, but that's a big hole, and not even just footballing, but commercially, emotionally, for the fans, Aguero is such a big hole. And Mbappe is the perfect size plug. Not Mbappe, sorry, Haaland, well both. But Haaland is the perfect size plug for that hole.
But there is that room. It's very soft. But then there's the idea that Mbappe then goes to Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that in terms of, if Liverpool did actually say it quietly, but if Liverpool had a sense, they would get rid of any of the front three. Any of them, doesn't matter which, as long as, the only one that I would be say absolutely not would be Mane. I know they love Salah, but get rid of Salah or Firmino, or both, and get Mbappe in.
And and then get like Origi up top.
Yes. Yes. That would be my advice to Liverpool. I'll be honest, Jay, I think I said it was a risk, and the questions went badly.
The questions went terribly, but I've got a question for you, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Because we're on the topic of transfers.
Yeah.
What are you thinking for Spurs in the
Jay,
next
if you watched our What's Wrong with Tottenham video through to the end...
Oh, I did. Of course I didn't.
You'd have seen that me and Ross discussed such possibilities as RB Leipzig's Sabitzer, if Nagelsmann comes in. We've been heavily linked with him. An attacking... not quite striker, not quite midfielder that works well with Nagelsmann, if that were to happen. We discussed top of the table Lille's Botman, a centre-back, a young 23-year-old centre-back who's, a forefront of Lille's title charge at the moment. Looks really strong and quick for a centre-back. We discussed maybe Lloris's time is up at Tottenham, and Dean Henderson has apparently had a price tag slapped at him. So the opportunity for Dean Henderson to come to Tottenham for 10 years, potentially. I
wanted Dean Henderson before we got Mendy, to be fair. I thought it would have been a brilliant... I think he's England's future number one.
I hope he is. I hope it's him or Pope, because I don't want another tournament with Pickford. I think we will get it.
I think the Euros is with Pickford. Yusuf just said he's got to go. Nice seeing you back. Please do more vids and streams if you want to reach 1K. Break a leg. Cheers, Yusuf, mate. Really appreciate your support. Make 200 accounts and subscribe.
And finally, it wasn't a transfer, but I know you're obsessed with Billy Gilmore, Jay, but honestly,
get away from him.
Fuck you.
About to say,
Billy Gil. I don't want
you
Billy
fucking
Gil.
Don't touch Billy Gil.
I'm saying a kid that doesn't get enough credit at the moment and is top of the table with Norwich and literally plays every game I check with Norwich. Oliver Skip gets subbed off in like the 92nd minute. Like every time they just.
No, you know what? I think you want that though. I think you want him to go under the radar and just get these minutes up and get these performances in.
Long term, him and Sissoko forming a base. Him and Højbjerg forming a base, but also he's the player to replace Sissoko, because I like Sissoko, but to move forward, he probably needs to move on. He's 32, I think, Sissoko. And also, Højbjerg can't play every game. He's been so good this season, but Skip is a Højbjerg type player that can slot in there when Højbjerg's needs to.
The only thing is, does Skip have the same aggression? I think
he does. Like, from what I've seen, he's nice on the ball, but he's a proper. I know it's a cliche. He's a proper CDM. He scored 1 goal for Norwich this season. I think he's got no assists.
Good lad. He's a proper CDM.
Is to just fuck about at the back.
Yeah,
I like that. And Tottenham need a bit of that. And Højbjerg, he's a better.
Is he English? Sorry, is he English?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he can be
Oliver
England's
Skip,
answer.
Jay. Is Oliver Skip
Oliver
England?
Skim. Sorry, of course. No, but maybe he can be England's answer to the future CDM because
Hopefully.
we
I mean, Declan Rice.
Declan's good, but he hasn't done it in English yet.
Look, if Jordan Henderson didn't exist, I'd like Declan Rice, and if Declan Rice didn't exist, I'd like Jordan Henderson. But England will continuously play them both. I'm sick of it.
With a back five and fuck it, Kane, you're a centre back now. Right, that's it. We're going to end the stream there.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you're watching this again once it's out, make sure you come and check us out live because you can get in the comments and it's a good, fun time. And of course, if you haven't already, hit the like button, press subscribe, comment, all of that good YouTube stuff. We really appreciate when anyone does.
Tell your dad, tell your colleagues, tell your mates, tell your mum, tell your friends, tell yourself. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't, fucking tell yourself.
Look in the mirror. You know that meme. Look in the mirror. It says
You
subscribe in a bit.